In a small town where dusty roads met tall glass buildings, two men lived very different lives. Adam was a poor man. He lived in a single-room house with a leaking roof and cracked walls. Every morning, before sunrise, he woke up, tied his worn-out shoes, and went searching for work. Some days, he found work. Most days, he didn't. Yet, Adam always carried something precious with him: hope. Across the town lived Mr. Richard Howley, a wealthy businessman. He owned factories, cars, and a mansion with more rooms than he could count. People respected him, feared him, and envied him. He had everything money could buy except peace. One cold evening, Adam was walking home after another jobless day. His stomach growled with hunger. Near a luxury restaurant, he saw a shiny gold coin lying on the ground. His heart raced. That coin could buy food for days. At this same moment, Mr. Haley stepped out of the restaurant, arguing on the phone about profits and losses. His eyes fell on Adam, who was holding the coin tightly. "Hey, you," Hale said sharply, "that coin is mine." I dropped it. Adam looked at the coin, then at Hale. He could see wealth in Hale's clothes, but something empty in his eyes. "Sir," Adam said softly, "I found this coin. If it's yours, take it. But may I ask you one question?" Hale, annoyed, nodded. "Are you happy?" Adam asked. The question hit Hale harder than any insult. He froze. In all his years of chasing money, no one had ever asked him that. I don't have time for foolish questions," Hale replied, taking the coin. Adam smiled faintly. "I don't have money, sir, but I sleep peacefully every night." That night, Mr. Hale couldn't sleep. The silence in his mansion felt louder than the noise of his factories. Adam's words echoed in his mind. The next day, Hale returned to the same spot. He found Adam sitting there, sharing bread with a stray dog. Hale sat beside him and placed the gold coin in Adam's hand. "Teach me," Hale said quietly. "Teach me how to live with peace." Adam looked surprised, then nodded. From that day on, the rich man learned humility, and the poor man gained opportunity. Adam got work, respect, and stability. Hale learned kindness, gratitude, and happiness. And the town learned an unforgettable lesson. Money can build mansions, but only contentment can build a peaceful heart.
Daniel returned to his hometown on a quiet night when even the wind felt tired of speaking. The streets looked smaller, the houses older, yet every corner remembered his footsteps. He parked near the broken bus stop where he once waited every morning with dreams heavier than his bag. The bench was rusted, but his memory sat there perfectly intact. He had left this town at 18, believing escape was courage. Now at 38, he realized courage might have been staying and speaking. His childhood home still stood, walls thin, memories thick, silence louder than words. His father's voice was discipline, his mother's presence was patience, emotions were never invited. Daniel learned early that silence kept peace, but it also buried pain alive. At school he watched others laugh loudly while he collected thoughts quietly. The only place he felt safe was the old library at the edge of town. That library smelled of dust, paper, and forgotten dreams waiting to be touched again. That was where he met Emma, a girl who spoke like the world owed her answers. She talked, questioned, laughed, and somehow made Daniel feel important without trying. They shared books, silence, an unspoken understanding that felt deeper than words. Emma believed Daniel's thoughts mattered even when he never shared them. As years passed, friendship grew roots, unnoticed but unbreakable. Emma dreamed of leaving, of bigger cities and louder lives. Daniel dreamed too, but fear held his tongue hostage. The night before graduation, she asked if he would come with her. His hesitation answered before his mouth ever could. Emma smiled gently, hiding disappointment behind kindness, and walked away from the question. She left town weeks later, carrying dreams Daniel was too afraid to chase. Life stayed behind with Daniel, heavy and unmoving. His father passed away suddenly, leaving no goodbye, only guilt. His mother became quieter, smaller, disappearing inside her own sadness. One night, feeling trapped and invisible, Daniel packed his bag and left before sunrise. He thought leaving would heal him, But silence followed faithfully. The city was loud, cruel, and beautiful in equal measure. Daniel failed, learned, struggled, and slowly found his voice among strangers. Success came, respect followed, but fulfillment never stayed long. Love entered his life but never stayed, unable to compete with walls he built. Years passed. Achievements stacked up, yet something always felt missing. Then a letter arrived in his mother's trembling handwriting, time running out. Daniel returned home carrying success but lacking peace. His mother smiled when she saw him, holding his face like he might vanish again. They spoke more in those final days than they ever had before. Regrets surfaced, truths softened, silence finally loosened its grip. Before she passed, she whispered that silence can protect but also steal lives. On his last evening, Daniel walked to the old library one final time. It was being rebuilt, reborn, much like parts of himself. Inside stood Emma, older yet familiar, time pausing between them. Years collapsed into moments as they spoke without fear for the first time. They shared truths, missed chances, and understanding without blame. As they parted, Emma said some stories do not end. They wait. Driving away at dawn, Daniel felt lighter than ever before. The town hadn't changed, but he had finally learned to speak. Silence no longer controlled him, because he understood its cost. Sometimes the bravest thing is returning and saying what you never did.